Now, I want to go a little bit deeper into this topic because I ended up in a conversation with an unfaithful partner once. So when the betrayed partner is so overwhelmed with all of these emotions and she is what I call verbally vomiting all of these arrows out, I want to give you a visualization for this, okay? So the betrayed partner is being triggered all day long. I call that swallowing arrows, okay? Swallowing the arrows. And what happens is if you can imagine, okay, the brain loves visuals, which is why I use stories so much. I want you to imagine that inside of your body, whether you're the unfaithful or the betrayed, imagine inside of your body are all these arrows and they're just poking everywhere, all different directions, and they're all inside of you, okay? That's the nervous system when it's dysregulated. All of these arrows are inside. We have to get those arrows out eventually. So the betrayed partner will end up verbally vomiting, is what I call it, and releasing all of these arrows, okay? Now, in helping her heal, which is the course for the unfaithful partners, I teach this exactly. So, this is exactly what I teach in that course. What the unfaithful partners need to learn to do is put up a shield, okay? Because if they don't put up a shield, imagine what's happening. Again, use your imagination here. The betrayed partner has all these arrows. She's verbally vomiting all these arrows out. Where are these arrows going? They're going into the unfaithful partner. So now imagine the unfaithful partner now has all of these arrows, right? Now they're on the floor bleeding out because they've taken all of these arrows in. What I teach the unfaithful partners is that they have to, through their own healing journey, they have to learn how to put up a shield so that those arrows don't pierce them. Now, this is not easy. This is not easy. The unfaithful partners, if they have a pattern of emotional suppression, if they have a pattern of avoiding conflict, they're not going to be able to put up this shield. It's going to be really difficult, which is why individual therapy is so important. But let's just say that they could. They have this shield and they put it up, right? Now those arrows bounce off and they can stay in that empathetic state. They can stay in an emotionally connected state, which guess what? Brings the betrayed partner out of fight mode faster. When the unfaithful partner doesn't have that capacity, doesn't have that shield, then they go into their own high stress state. They become dysregulated. Then now they're defensive or they're avoiding or they're doing whatever their pattern is, which makes no safety inside of the betrayed partner's nervous system. So now both people are escalating. Both people have dysregulated nervous systems and they're end up in this escalating fight. And that's what happens. So I have to help the unfaithful partners learn that you need a shield. Now, the reason I brought this up is that I had this conversation one time because the unfaithful partner was trying to call me out on that. And he's like, Beth, all you're doing is advocating for emotional abuse by the betrayed partner toward me. I just have to sit there and take it, is what you're saying. So I just want to clarify this right now. That is not what this is about. The shield is a tool to help the betrayed partner come out of survival mode so that there is not this constant barrage of arrows. The shield is not free reign for the betrayed partner to just scream and name call and belittle. That's not healthy for the betrayed partner either. It's not healthy for either person, which is why healing is so critical. So many couples come to me and they've been in this hamster wheel, this nonstop cycle of these fights that just keep going over and over and over again. And I'm like, we need to stop. That's not healthy for either person. It's really not. So the betrayed partners who are feeling all this emotional overwhelm that's coming out as anger, well, we have to look at it. How safe are they? If they're not safe, this isn't going to stop, no matter how many shields you have. So when I had this conversation with this unfaithful partner and I asked him, I said, what happens? Do you get defensive when she's upset? Well, sometimes. Okay, she's not safe. No amount of shields are going to stop her from getting angry if you're going into your own high stress state and falling into your own pattern of anger and defensiveness right back at her. So it's a delicate balance, right? The betrayed partner needs to get these arrows out. The unfaithful partner needs to be able to hold space and capacity, but not at the expense of somebody's health